Hello, my name is Chelsea Owens, and for my poetry and song explication, I chose Fitter Happier by the band Radiohead. So, to give a little context to the band and the album on which Fitter Happier appears, Radiohead is an English rock band that formed in 1985. They're considered under the genres of alternative rock, indie rock, experimental, or electronica. And OK Computer is Radiohead's third studio album. It was released in 1997, and it was distinctly different in tone and musical composition from their former albums, notably for its experimental fusion of instruments and synthesized sound effects. The album captures the vapid nature of 21st century life as it relates to mass consumerism. So that's kind of the overarching theme threaded throughout the pieces or songs, notably on Fitter Happier, which really articulates that particular problem, if you will. So I'll first begin by reading the actual lyrics to Fitter Happier, um, and then I'll get into the musical and lyrical structure and mechanisms that are utilized within those afterwards. Fitter Happier. Fitter, happier, more productive, comfortable, not drinking too much, regular exercise at the gym 3 days a week, getting on better with your associate employee contemporaries, at ease, eating well, no more microwave dinners and saturated fats, a patient better driver, a safer car, baby smiling in back seat, sleeping well, no bad dreams, no paranoia, careful to all animals, never washing spiders down the plug hole. Keep in contact with old friends, enjoy a drink now and then. Will frequently check credit at Moral Bank, hole in the wall. Favors for favors. Fond but not in love. Charity standing orders. On Sundays, Ring Road Supermarket. No killing moths or putting boiling water on the ants. Car wash, also on Sundays. No longer afraid of the dark or midday shadows. Nothing so ridiculously teenage or desperate. Nothing so childish. At a better pace. Slower and more calculated. No chance of escape. Now self-employed. Concerned but powerless. An empowered and informed member of society. Pragmatism, not idealism. Will not cry in public. Less chance of illness. Tires that grip in the wet. Shot of baby strapped in back seat. A good memory. Still cries at a good film, still kisses with saliva, no longer empty and frantic, like a cat tied to a stick that's driven into frozen winter shit. The ability to laugh at weakness, calm, fitter, healthier, and more productive, a pig in a cage on antibiotics. So, just by reading those lyrics aloud, one can pick up on the staccato, fragmented um, nature of the rhythm to this song, and that there isn't really any sort of fluidity. It's jagged, it's rough, it reads more like someone's notes that they've taken than full prose. And I think that the song is very much an anti song. In the musical context, which you'll see if you watch the YouTube video I've attached, there's discordant piano playing in the background while a robotic voice narrates the lyrics. So there's no singing, no melody, no rhyming. And I think that the absence of these mechanisms are utilized to emphasize the theme of modern life as empty, drab, mechanical, and a circumspect existence. And the person or people described in the song are very much like the detached robot that describes their complacent lifestyle. The sound is very gloomy and unharmonious, echoing how modern life can sometimes be. And the irony, or excuse me, the irony of the commentary as the song and overall album theme is critiquing our dependency on technology and consumerism, but Radiohead utilizes technology to create the art, which further highlights that codependency between man, machine, and capitalism. And I did do a little bit of research while doing this explication, and Francois Huguenot noted in his article, Mass Consumption and Computer-Generated Art in Radiohead's OK Computer, that it uses paradox in order to assimilate the mass consumption and technological process it both abhors and embodies. In an urban landscape of sedated consumer robots, the band embraces the digital era and fuses pop rock songs with electronic distortion. So, in analyzing some of the lyrics present within this song, I think one of the big themes is what are the costs of comfort? So, the cost of comfort is critiqued, making safe choices that are void of passion and individual drive. We see a lot of descriptions of choices that are safe and just right, but almost perfunctory. So fond but not in love, a patient driver, a better, safer car, baby smiling in back seat. These sorts of choices are, you can tell there's a mocking taking place of the conformity that's occurring. And Radiohead does not utilize repetition, which is very frequently used within song lyrics in, for example, a chorus. There's only the repetition of the title, basically, stating fitter, happier, more productive, which occurs at the beginning and the near end of the song. But at the end of the song, instead of fitter, happier, more productive, they just say fitter, healthier, more productive. And I think that overall it's illuminating how, in order to be a proper consumer or cog in the wheel of capitalism, one must maintain their fitness, they must produce, and they must consume to keep that wheel spinning. There are several metaphors and similes used as well to illustrate the way in which modern life has made the masses compliant. So comparing people to a pig in a cage on antibiotics comments on how we are unwillingly swept up in a manufactured mode of life that traps us both intellectually and spiritually. We are enslaved to a figurative slaughterhouse that butchers our individuality and sense of purpose. Um, those that may not be aware, pigs are kept out of the sunlight in factory farming. They are pumped full of antibiotics due to the diseases they could spread in such close quarters with other pigs. And it's a pretty bleak existence. And though we seem to cherish all the little creature comforts of modern life. I mean, I'm not knocking medicine. I'm not knocking having food constantly available and in abundance, but we do have to kind of step back, I think, once in a while and question the why behind why we make all of these safe, ubiquitous choices. And that's what Radiohead is doing. They're examining society and themselves and saying, "Hey, is this sustainable? Is this healthy? What about passion? What about individuality? What about a sense of purpose?" You can tell that the person, or again, people described within this song are bereft of those things. So it's just kind of looking in the mirror at some of the trends that have become commonplace in our modern way of life. And it's very difficult to be on the fringes of society and not conforming to these pretty widely accepted norms can be challenging. So you either fit in and against your will and live a muted existence, or you kind of go off the grid, so to speak, and remove yourself from such a system, which is very difficult to do. Um, Additionally, I think that the lyrics, like, additionally, as I was saying, I think that the lyrics are commenting on the overuse of psychopharmacology, so medications such as Zoloft, Prozac, Valium, Xanax, etc., those kind of make us feel numb and zombie-like. And so we wade through life just like a numb zombie. And there are the lyrics that suggest that to me were things such as, sorry, I'm reading the lyrics off my phone while doing the recording on the slide. But no longer empty and frantic, no paranoia, sleeping well. Those are suggestive of perhaps a medicated state of mind. And while those medicines are life-saving for many people and definitely needed, they are often overused, unfortunately, and can create this kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but maybe having your head in cotton candy, if you could describe such a thing, or having your head stuck in a jar of cotton balls where everything's muffled and not quite clear and not quite bright. And that's really indicated in the lyrics within this song. Also lines such as fond but not in love, still kisses with saliva. It shows that there's just this little trace of humanity left within people, but it's not quite vibrant or vital or any of those things. It's just very underscored. So it's a very intense song. It is not cheerful, but I do love it oh so very much. And I appreciate those that have taken the time to listen to this. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the YouTube link of the song and lyrics that I've attached to this presentation.